everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Pamela and I am on a weight loss journey using compounded tirzepatide injections. Today is Friday and that means it is shot day. So I'm gonna jump right on in if I don't fall. I've already washed my hands and I have my handy dandy prescription right here. I'm just gonna draw this up. I am currently doing 4.15 milligrams, which for my compound, that is gonna be 25 units. So let's get this all together. And got my alcohol prep. I'm gonna clean off the top of the vial. And I still have a whole lot left in this bottle and I need to make a correction. If you saw my video last week, which if you didn't, I'll put it up in the cards, go check that out. But if you saw my video last week, at one point I said that I'm just over 3 months in on this journey and my math don't be mathing, guys. I don't know where I got that from. I'm just under 3 months. Because last week was injection number 11, which means I've completed 10 full weeks, which means I was at the time 2 weeks short of 12 weeks, which would be 3 months. So now I'm doing injection number 12, which means I've completed 11 weeks. So I have 1 more week to make 3 months. This vial should have lasted 3 doses or 3 months, and it looks like I still have half of it left. So we're gonna see how that goes. But all I've done so far is I've drawn some air up into my syringe so that I don't get a vacuum when I puncture my vial and try to draw the medicine back out. I've got my vial here. I'm gonna put the syringe right down in the middle. And I'm going to push the air in and draw back 25 units. And that is 25 units. And I'm doing upper left abdomen. Last week I did upper right abdomen. I'm kind of going back and forth. I usually rotate lower left, lower right, upper, or lower, I usually do lower right, lower left, upper right, upper left. And then I move to my thighs and do upper right thigh, upper left thigh, mid right thigh, mid left thigh. But I'm actually gonna stick to my stomach for a little while. But for today's dose, I am doing my upper left abdomen. So let me get you guys situated here. Okay, y'all are all together. I'm going to be doing it like right here and a couple of inches away from my belly button. And so I'm just gonna clean this off right here and let that hang out and dry for just a second. So now that that area is dry, I'm just going to grab a chunk of fat. And for some reason, this spot hurts a little bit for me. The other side, I don't have a problem with. This side tends to give me more of a little pinch. So I'm gonna try to do it as painlessly as possible. But here we go. That wasn't that bad this time. And all done. All right, now that everything's put away and cleaned up, I wanted to talk real quick about my results from this week. And I'm probably going to do a separate video for what I'm weighing in on this week, simply because I did the video a couple of weeks ago, actually, and it's very long. And I don't want to make my weekly weigh-in video longer than it needs to be. So I think I'm going to put out 2 separate videos. hopefully both on Monday. This one should come out on Monday. But let's go over our results. If you remember last week, I weighed in on Friday, but I didn't do my injection until Saturday. So I did kind of have to finagle my Shotzi app just to get it to calculate my weight correctly. So I had to actually put my shot as if I gave it on Friday, since I did my weight on Friday, so it would calculate my weight from Friday to today. So when I started my journey, I was 196.9 pounds, and I'm 5'2", so 196 pounds, almost 197 pounds is a lot for a 5'2" frame. So I started my journey on November 22nd at 196.9 pounds. And last week, after completing 10 full weeks, I was at 176.6 pounds. And if you remember, that was no change from the week before. I didn't gain, I didn't lose, although I did go down during the week. My official weigh-in days are Friday, so I calculate from Friday to Friday, and from the previous Friday to last Friday, I did not lose or gain any weight. So, how did I do this week? Well, this morning when I got on the scale, I was 173.7 pounds. So that's a total loss from last week of 2.9 pounds. And overall, for my entire time that I've been taking it, my loss is 23.2 pounds. And you can see the little graph. I started way up here, and it goes a little up and down, but I'm way down here now. So I'm very happy with those results. Almost 3 pounds in 1 week is probably a little bit more than I want to lose consistently, but given the fact that I didn't lose any last week, I think I kind of made up for it this week. So not going to worry about it at all. My calories on average were 1,115 calories, which my goal is around 1,200. So I could do a little bit better with that. My protein on average was 96 grams a day. So pretty good with the protein. I would prefer to be over 100, but 96 is pretty close. I'm not worried about that one bit. For my side effects, over the past couple of weeks, I've been dealing with a lot of constipation. I did last week end up taking the Mag-07 that was suggested by Sweet Tea from the Turtle Diaries. And thank you, because that did help. And it worked really well, but it was very gentle. I feel like, like I mentioned, the Docalax chews that I'm taking, those do make your stomach just kind of like, before you release everything. So the Mag-07 was very gentle, but it worked. It was very effective. So I think, although I'm going to keep the Docalax in my toolkit, I think that I will probably reach for the Mag-07 first before I jump to the Docalax, unless I want something earlier in the day. The Docalax is really one that you take, the Mag-07 is more you take at night, and in the morning you should see some results. The Docalax chews, if you take 3 or 4 of those, you're going to see some results within a few hours, and sometimes sooner. So I'll keep that on hand for if I need quick relief, and I'll keep the Mag-07 as my priority for overnight relief. So thank you again, Sweet Tea. That was a lifesaver, and I have not had any issues with constipation this week. So that was also very good. Another thing that I did, remember I had mentioned that the fiber gummies, the Miralax fiber, or Mira Fiber, I think it's called, gummies that I was taking, I was only doing 2 at first. I bumped it up to 3 and didn't really see much of a difference. So I was almost done with the bottle. I figured just for the last week, let me bump it up to 4, which is the recommended dose. And No problems this week. Now, do I want to eat 4 gummies every night just to get my fiber in? Not necessarily. So, I did find, let me grab this, at my lovely local HEB, I found this, which is very similar. They have peach, strawberry, and berry flavors. And this one is 5 milligrams of fiber, or 5 grams of fiber for 2 gummies, which is the same amount of fiber, but half the amount of gummies as the Mirror Fiber gummies. So, and this was also cheaper. So I figured, let me try this. Big mistake. So last night I tried this for the first time and it is horrible. And if I can find my receipt, I will be taking this back to HEB. I don't think I have my receipt anymore, so it may just stay in my cabinet until it hits the expiration date and I finally decide to purge it out of the cabinet. But yeah, this was definitely a no-go. I couldn't even finish the second one. I had to spit it out. The first one I was able to somewhat get down. The second one, I couldn't do it. The taste, it was so chemically and just a very weird taste and just not pleasant at all. So I will not be doing those again. Right now I'm looking because I'm out of the other ones. So I really wanted either another gummy or some pills that I can just take and be done with it. So I'm going to be looking at that tomorrow when I go to the grocery store. As far as that goes, that is it. No side effects this week. I did have a headache one day, but I think that was really related to work. So that about wraps up everything for this week. And don't forget, give this video a like. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting on? Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video, which will be soon because I'm going to be weighing in on why I switched from Care Clinic to LSH. And if you don't know what LSH is, then you definitely want to tune in so that you can find out. And I'll see you there.